Hello, ladies. Welcome. I believe we're in week 10, and I'm mixing up some of the order of our videos. So, we're going to be talking about stress, temptation, and obstacles because it's going to happen whether or not we're at work, whether or not we're at a work function. Um, or we're out to eat, or just obstacles in life. Things do happen, and so I want to share with you a story. I often think about this the situation that I was in when I was losing weight 13 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. And I was working at a group home. I worked there for 3 years, lived and worked there. And it was how we ate was cafeteria style. And so it was, we would all, there was 50 of us or so. Some were staff, live-in staff, and then some were the teenagers that were sent to our facility for roughly about a year. And we all lived on the property and things like that. And it was, these were at-risk youth, so it was a high-demand job. Um, and I, my eating, our eating style was cafeteria style. So if you know anything about cafeteria food, it's not the healthiest. It could be chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, brownies, to chicken nuggets, or you name it. And it wasn't, again, the best options for food. And so that's where I lost weight. And so what I ended up, so I look at that and know that temptation was certainly all around me in many aspects. Not only stressful job, not only not only was it. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought for some reason. So not only was it a stressful kind of environment, very, very much so, but the food choices really were, I had to go out of my way to do that. And so when I look at that, so I'm going to move things out of the way here. So when I think through that, and I know, and as I look back on that, there's some things that I see in that. So for me, one is I really I honestly had nothing stopping me, and my why was not going to. I was tunnel vision on what I was doing, and so one thing I want to talk with you about today is if you find yourself really tempted, whether or not you're on vacation, whether or not you're going again to an outing with your family members, or a work function. I mean, again, it's all over the place. So if you find yourself super tempted and you're finding yourself gravitating, to maybe foods that you're not wanting to, but you're doing it anyway, things of that sort, the number one thing I want to look at is I want you to look at what is your why? Why are you wanting to really do this? And I'm not saying just lose weight. Hey, I want to lose 50 pounds, or maybe I want to lose 30, or maybe I want to lose 100. I'm actually going way beyond that. Like what's driving you? Because in those moments, what's driving you to want to stay? Kind of continue to improve your health. And so, honestly, I'm going to be really honest here that. Your why you're wanting to truly do this, if it's not truly defined, you might find yourself wavering. And what I want you to do is dig deep and find out kind of what that is. And if that's something that you want to talk through together, that's why I'm here, to kind of discover those things. It's going to be, it could be, hey, I want to start being more active. I want to be able to get in that roller coaster ride. It could be deeper than that. And I actually want it to be deeper. I really want it to be so driven that you're feeling pain, that you're emotionally wanting to improve your life. And I will tell you right now, it is very possible, more possible than you think. And I think we get in our minds that it's not possible, and we kind of throw in the towel and give up. So I want to take away that thought. And when we look at our temporary situation, whether or not there's so many different things. We have someone that's gotten, talking with a couple days of transition, new jobs and new cities and things like that. And so there's a lot of things that we've got to build into that. We've got to build some good healthy habits in there. And so in order to build those healthy habits, it takes time to do that. So number one, as we're talking through, not only are these 12 weeks together, we're talking about improving our health. We're talking about how to improve our relationship around food, to be honest with you, how to, educating you on how to lose weight and how to be able to do that, for the long haul. And so when you improve your relationship around food and how we're using food, it actually, again, for the long haul, you build into this. Will you be able to, in these 12 weeks, have it all figured out? No, it's going to take time. And so I want to encourage you in that, that it is going to take time. But again, when we look at these temptations, whether or not it's the temporary ones right in front of us or we've had that bad day, I mean, there's so many areas that, when we look at life, we don't want to feel, we don't want to so we all use different forms to cope. Unfortunately, some people use alcohol or maybe substances or, shopping or whatever. Those are, things that aren't as acceptable, you could say in society. Even food is one of those too, where we might go to the refrigerator because we're trying to fill a need or something like that. Or again, we're tempted because of XYZ. So number one is I want to, if you haven't already identified that or you haven't found out what that truly is, let's start to really dig into that and let's define what that is. And when you have that, why, it will actually carry you and you'll be in the zone. You'll be really surprised how that really does affect you, and nothing will really stop you in that. And so another thing is I want to give you some information. I actually saw a health coach a few years ago, and it was extremely helpful over the course of 12 years since I've lost weight, but it's probably been 20 years, a couple decades, in the course of my own weight gain, but just working through weight loss, my own struggles around food and things like that. And that really probably started when I was probably, in all honesty, probably in my teenage years and things like that. So it was when I was 18 years old, it was when I got sent to a group home, a residential facility. The same one I actually, I worked at where I lost weight. I was sent there when I was in high school. And that was where I started. That was an area where, my weight started to come on much more, and I wasn't coping, wasn't learning how to cope quite yet, especially around food and things like that. So when I saw my health coach a few years ago, this is just kind of another layer that I was kind of peeling away, and I was able to work through a lot of addictive areas that I've had, and it was kind of nipped everything in the bud for me. It was awesome. It was amazing. And so one of the things my health coach, she has a lot of great tools and resources and a lot of things that I still use in my life. And some of the things that I even share with you guys have come from learning what I did with her. So I spent a year with her, and we worked a lot on just relationship around food and just body image stuff and things of that sort. And so one of the things that she has, I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's see if I can do this. She's got this training, and she kind of talks about one of the things that she talks through. She's real big on intuitive eating, and so this training that she did is, I'm going to share this with you guys because it's such a great resource, and she's got her information on here too. So I want to definitely give her credit for this. But so these are some great things, and this can be more in the moment, as if we're feeling an emotion. When I talk about what are some other alternatives to what we can do, and this can be areas that we're again tempted in. It can be areas of obstacles and things like that. And as we even talk about emotional eating, how do you handle that? How do you handle your emotions? And that's a whole nother subject or topic too, is being okay with being able to feel those. And so, but what I want to do is kind of go through and show this. And I'll do a screenshot for you guys, and I will share this this PDF for you so you can see. So then you can kind of refer to these things. So, I mean, I don't know how many's on this list, 20, 30 items. Let's say I'll go on the right-hand side. So she says, channel your lady of leisure and take a bath. These are probably, and you don't even know what lady of leisure is, but she's labeled this as if you're kind of in a place where you've just been on the go a lot, you need to maybe more relax. That's what she kind of calls her lady of leisure. But take a bath, maybe read a few books, maybe read a few pages from an inspiring book. Take a walk, kind of tune in to what you may need, tune into what your body may need. It could be, I ended up maybe eating some foods I didn't really want to. I found myself in the refrigerator. Instead of kind of throwing the towel in, this is something I learned from my health coaches. Instead of throwing the towel in and say, screw it all day, how do you save the day? And I remember her talking about, maybe what I do is I have a salad for dinner. Maybe that's what my body needs. And let me go ahead and take a walk. I'll take a walk with the dog and things like that. So to tune in and kind of see what does my body kind of need in this? This morning, I've actually cleaned my house for honestly a few hours. I was just had a lot of energy and I was really focused in and wanted to clean. And so there might be times where I may need a nap. So you could go through this list. You can kind of see there might be some things, and honestly, these are just things that we might need in the given moment, and it actually helps us to stay away from the refrigerator at the end of the day. So I want to talk about those things with you. There are two things that I kind of shared with you. And you're going to be building in this. Practice this stuff. And share with me, share with the group and things like that. Share with me with different things that might come up, whether or not you trip and fall or you need to get back up. We honestly learn through the mess ups, and I don't want you guys to be perfect in this anyway, and I want you to be able to share some of these things with me. So I hope that's helpful. Number one, when we talk about when we discover kind of why we're doing this, what's driven behind me wanting to lose weight, you've got to really discover what that really is and why you want to do that. And that's beyond the weight. It's beyond 100 pounds. It's beyond the 50 pounds that I want to lose. It's beyond that. It's much more beyond that. I want my joints to stop hurting. I want to feel more confident in my in a dress. It might be I want to have a relationship, be in a relationship with another man, and I want to have more confidence with my husband, or and the list might go on. I just want to feel better. I want to be able to be comfortable when I'm going into public. And I'm just listing off a few, but I want you to be able to name those things, and I want those things to drive you. And then the other thing is, I want you to start to look at this list and start to play around and notice yourself when you're maybe it's a rough day. It's a rough day at work, or there's a curveball that's thrown your way, or whatever that is. You got in an argument with a friend. Something's happened. You got in a car accident, and things like that. What are some things that we can do? Maybe it's I just need to share. I just need to cry. I'm mad. Or whatever that is, and maybe you should go punch a pillow. And those are the type of things. And kind of looking at kind of this list I'll give you. We'll list a few items in that, but I hope that's helpful. And again, the more you kind of practice this stuff, and we're in week 2, and there's our week 10. I didn't know if I said week 2, week 10. So we got a couple weeks left together in regards to this 90-day group, 90-day program together. And there's been a lot of information, whether or not it's videos to resources and things like that. And it can be a lot. It can be because you're taking in everything while you're trying to put into practice everything. And so know that you can take these resources with you, and I want you to practice these. Okay, I want you to also know that as you end these over the next couple of weeks, we maybe end this 90 days together. That doesn't end our time together. I'm still here to support you if that's what you want, and if that's something that you do want, let's talk about that, and know that we can continue to work together. I'd love to be able to do that privately, to kind of work more through to get you through your goals and to kind of support you on that, and things like that. So continue to know that our 90 days together doesn't have to end right now, unless that is something that you feel like you're on your way, and you need to fire me as your coach, and things like that. And so I'm very okay with that. I'm very happy for you, but I want more importantly than and anything else. I want you to feel set up. I want you to feel comfortable, and I want to continue to support you while you meet your goals. And I'm here to support you in that. So, I hope that's helpful. I'm going to post this in the Facebook group. Feel free to comment below on what you've learned, and I'll see you guys in the next group call, and I'll see you guys in the Facebook group.